Essentially with your lunge, same thing as your squat setups. I'm just going to show you what to look for the lunge itself. Easiest thing to do will be to actually go with a reverse lunge. Right, when you're doing your reverse lunge, you're stable. A lot of people don't have good ankle mobility and stability, so trying to move forward and stay stable without all this is really difficult for them. You still get the same activation staying here like this, if not more, because you're stable and you're controlling the movement. So your setup is the same, either on the front or the back. So, for the sake of the camera, here. So again, it's on that upper traps, or as the same with Adam, because he's got bony shoulders, it does feel very uncomfortable. There is nothing wrong with using a rolled up towel or a shoulder pad, right? If you can move pain-free, why shouldn't you? Pain's not anything that's going to help. So come up. Obviously, again, I would be in the rack itself for safety, but just for the sake of the video, see here, feet side by side. And I'm just looking if I'm going down to the ground, so I've got a right angle on my front leg and same on the back. What we don't need is a really big, long step back, because it doesn't really provide anything more beneficial in terms of strength or functionality. So it's here.
So you can touch your knee.
Can do, if you can safely do so without coming down and doing this,
yeah.
And then absolutely. So my chest is up, I'm not arching, I'm just neutral in staying tall. All right, so here still works all the same. Allows my knee to protrude forward of my toes. If I've got the ankle mobility, this is fine, while my foot's flat. If my foot isn't flat, it's no longer fine. So up. You've got to keep your foot flat. You can keep your knee behind the toe, but it's quite acceptable having the knees past the toe as long as the foot is flat. Here, not touching the ground, you can go to that point as well. So it's all right to touch the ground or not. And then same thing again, depending on where you're comfortable, that front rack position may work nicer. You have to work with the person's restrictions. It's a little bit like Adam, he's restricted through his thoracic spine, which makes it hard for him to extend. So as he comes down needing that extension, it all starts borrowing from elsewhere and going very, very badly. But if he keeps it on his back, he is much nicer and executes with a much higher level of proficiency, which will be more comfortable, feel nicer to do, and more motivating to do.